I just wanted to speak on this situation real quick. I'm up early today, not feeling as I would like, but it's a Monday. You know how I feel about Mondays, how most of us feel about Mondays. We gotta tackle the day. Talk my shades, honey. 1 second. 1 second. And it was on my heart to talk briefly about Chrisean Rock situation. I just want to say, first of all, shout out to all of y'all that have been supporting my coverage of Blueface and her situation. Give my commentary, give my thoughts, giving you guys the latest that I see on my timetable. I appreciate it. I am going to be accepting all comments on YouTube shorts, uploads, premieres, lives like this one. I have built this channel brick by brick. I've worked incredibly hard, and I'm not gonna let loser men or trolls or haters take that from me. So when it comes to comments on my channel, I have to approve all the comments because nowadays people play way too much. I don't trust them. I don't trust people like that. And lo and behold, most of the comments have been in support of her freedom because she is a victim. Especially while pregnant, she's definitely a victim. I'm going to get into that in a minute. And the complexities of what I've seen, that's bothered me and speaks a lot to what especially Black women go through and women universally have gone through. And it's sad. And I thank God that I have never found myself in that situation because, I don't know, I don't know, some women are so strong, you all, some women are so strong. And I was even thinking to myself this morning, like, bruh, reflecting on my childhood, reflecting on all the compliments my school teachers gave me, I was just reflecting this morning on a lot of different, things, from a gender point of view, from race point of view, being a young Black woman point of view. I was just thinking about some things this morning, y'all. And it's so crazy how life is, like we could have the same voices encouraging us, and then we could have other voices trying to degrade us and bring us down. And I think especially Black women, we have experienced this at a disproportionate rate, for many different factors. And it's something that especially other Black women, and I think women universally, need to continue to shine a light on. And so I want you ladies to know, especially watching me, that when I'm uploading about Chrisean, I am not uploading just about her and Blueface. I'm sending a deeper message. And I want y'all to catch the deeper meanings and messages I'm trying to give y'all in those videos. I'm going to speak on this real briefly. This is probably for another video, another time. But let's address the elephant in the room, right? The first elephant in the room in regards to Chrisean and Blueface is the fact that Stewie, Blueface's first baby mama, which I think is a disgusting term that people use for some reason, short for BM, I think she's Hispanic. I don't think she's white. I think she is of Hispanic or Latina or Latino, whatever origin. She's Hispanic, right? I think that's what his first baby mama is, she's not white. She's not of color if you consider, certain Hispanics of color, but I wouldn't classify her as that. She's borderline white, but she's not white. She is, I think, of Hispanic origin. And something caught my eye, the fact that Blueface was like, this is the American dream. And he's talking about an American dream with a woman that is not of his race, that don't look like him. And I don't know if that went over people's heads or people didn't really care about that, but that bothered me because as a Black man, I don't care if he's a mixed Black man, a lot of if you're Black, you're Black, okay? As a black man, for you to fix your mouth and say the American dream is with a woman that is almost white is offensive. And I'm sure that Chrisean cannot articulate all those things. I mean, a lot of times when Chrisean goes on live, she's talking about the show. She's talking about her merchandise, right? She's talking about things that she can control. But there's a lot of deeper themes that I don't think people are picking up on. And if they are picking up on it, good for you. So that's the first thing I want to address with Blueface is how are you going to fix your mouth to say that the American dream is with a woman that's not of your hue. Chrisean is black, Blueface is black, and Jaden, which is an interesting name, Jaden is not black. Okay, so I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. That was just weird to me. So I don't know. I haven't really heard anybody pick that up. I'm not against or for interracial relationships or marriages. I don't even like the term interracial. But what I will say is that the state of the world, especially in America, right? You know how people treat certain people. And for you to treat the mother of your child, the black mother of your child, like she's dirt is highly offensive. And then you're flossing and fronting basically a white woman. And in his eyes, I'm sure that he thinks that Jaden is white, like borderline white. So what does that tell you about the culture? And Kanye West is the same. They glorify women that look black but are not black and try to rewrite who has a big, butt and big lips and juicy curves. And they're trying to take everything from a black woman and put it on a non-black woman and say, oh, this is what's hot. This is what's fashionable. This is what men should want. But then how are you going to say that? I mean, the whole thing is crazy. Like, how are you going to floss in front a non-black woman that has black features or tries to have black features and say that's the American dream? Like, I know Chrisean cannot speak to all those things, but as a black woman, I picked it up, and I'm sure other black women picked it up. And if they didn't, they need to pay attention, because he was saying a lot of innuendo stuff that I feel like Kanye West would say, quite frankly. And we know Kanye West really hates himself. He's hated himself for a very long time. He has a lot of mental health issues. Kanye is crazy. He's crazy in a lot of different ways. And so here you have another example again of a black man, supposed to be black man in America, who's a rapper, and picks a non-black woman over his own. And not just that, but you're putting her on a pedestal that doesn't belong there. And I'm just like fed up. I'm fed up for women who date men like that. I don't date men like that, but I'm fed up for women who put up with that and are degraded and are put at a lower pedestal because they want to, in the eyes of society, like Kanye West, they want to floss a non-black girl and give her all the credit and all the love and all the attention and shower her. But then your own black mother, your own black sister, your now black, new mother of your child, Blueface, you want to call her names. You want to encourage your non-black BM to fight the black woman who's pregnant for your child, pregnant with your child. I have major issues with this, guys. And I don't know how people are not picking this up. Maybe they're too afraid to talk about it, but I'm not. I'm not afraid to talk about the truth. And I'm going to tell you all how I see it. And yes, I want to put it out here for the record. When I was checking the comments to accept the comments I had, there was, YouTube, when people use derogatory language or strong profanity, they flag it. And so when I'm checking my comments to accept the comments for the channel, they do not outright accept it. I have to accept it. And on one of the videos I did that was did pretty well, I dared myself and I opened it. And of course, it was a whole bunch of certain kind of men degrading her. So Black men out here, why are you perpetuating the hatred? Why are you hating on your own people? I just, you know, this is, guys, this is why people of certain backgrounds in this country, especially in America, this is why they don't respect certain people, because you have a woman, right, that has the features naturally, okay, has natural features that every non-black woman wants. And I'm not saying that Jaden's ugly. I'm not trying to say that Jaden is ugly, but she's not as attractive as Chrisean, and you can't tell me she is. Okay, Jaden, and if she's watching, hey bitch, Jaden, Stewie, okay, you're not as attractive at all compared to Chrisean. And anybody who thinks that Jaden is more attractive than Chrisean is smoking crack, you know, is smoking some heavy drugs, like for real, like injecting it, popping it, like no doubt about it, because like, and it's the same old song and dance, yo. And I wish I had more time to be on here live with you all, but I do have a busy Monday. I have a busy week ahead. I have things to do, but this is important to put out here, you know? And for women that also feel how I feel, I want you to know that I'm your voice, that I'm speaking also on your behalf. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you like what I have to say and you respect what I have to say and you agree with me, okay? I'm here as that representation, because thank God, you know, I want to say thank God that God gave me this platform, because a lot of things that I want people to say, that I think people need to pay attention to, people are not talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I have just been working so hard, guys. Behind the scenes, I have been thinking of so many things that I want to do to amplify this channel and to amplify my voice. Because like I said this morning, I was reminiscing on, you know, the quotes, and I'm not going to say, you know, any particular names, because I'm not going to give nobody credit that ain't give me credit, but there's just certain people, you know, like that are celebrities that I've like drawn inspiration from, and I was just reminiscing on certain things I was just thinking about, and I'm like, you know what, it's just so true. Like, you decide what voice to listen to, you decide if you can or can't. And that's the message that I want to bring home for Chrisean, is like, Chrisean has to now make a decision. And every young lady and every woman that's in her position as a baby mama and is carrying somebody's child that they don't like, they're not with. I can't relate. I don't have any kids out of wedlock. I never married. Not interested in really having kids. Not interested in all that. Like, I'm past all the fairy tale. I'm past all the facade. Like, I'm living for me. I'm living my best life for me. I intend to live my life for me and make sure that I am good. Simone is top of the game. Like, I'm doing it my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I intend to do. I don't care for anything that they have brainwashed us to have, because see, all this brainwashing has led a lot of Black women and women universally to this situation right here, where you are with a man who don't like you, who don't respect you, who's now putting another race of women above you and degrading you. And it's like, it never ends, because people are constantly, sadly, choosing the wrong people. They're in unfortunate situations. And so I just feel like there's a lot of lessons in this. I don't know. To me, if you just even listen to what Chrisean is crying about for 10 minutes, at least for me, I take lessons and knowledge from people's pain, you know, and tragedy and unfortunate situations. I think wisdom, a part of being a young adult in life, and especially a Black woman, is you gotta take the good and the bad, and you gotta take the lessons out of people's pain. And actually, I think that's what Chrisean was talking about in the live that Chrisean did. If I'm not mistaken, she kept saying that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to bring awareness to why she's in the situation she's in. So I'm doing her a service. I'm helping Chrisean and women like her and people in general to see another side of this. And, you know, I just think that, you know, the race element, unfortunately, is something I picked up on. It's like, why is a black man, and I'm sorry, and honestly, I don't really care who's offended, but like, why is a black man ever gonna fix his mouth to say that he has the American dream with a woman who's not oppressed like him, who's not gone through hardship like him? I will never understand that. Once again, I'm not against or for interracial relationships, but especially when it comes to black people, I'm very Dr. Umar about it. I'll put it that way. Like, I don't understand how you can fix your mouth to degrade the people that are making you famous, making you rich, and then you're gonna put a woman who looks like Stewie on a pedestal. Probably because of her skin color, most likely. Just keeping it real, okay? She got a nasty ass BBL that looks like crap. Chrisean looks 100 times better than her, tooth or without the tooth. And it's just like, the hatred is so obvious. Not just the hatred for black women, but the hatred for women in general. Like, women who are making money, women who are independent. Like, people hate that. You know, I was on Twitter and I only literally saw, I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. I literally only saw only one black man say that y'all really hate women and y'all are so unsympathetic to an abuse victim, to a woman right now who's pregnant and going through hormonal changes, is very unstable, and you guys have no sympathy for her whatsoever. But let that be a white woman, let that be a Latina, let that be an Asian lady, right? Crying on Instagram, I bet all of them would say, oh, I feel so bad for her. But no, when you see a black woman doing well, looking good, attractive, making a bungle of money, it's hatred. So I'm just telling y'all what I see. And it pains me that people are confirming stereotypes, especially black men. It pains me that you guys sit up here and like the ugliest creatures, right? Like, literally, that have to get fake everything to look like half of us. But then you're gonna put down your own people, and I have a problem with that. Like, I have a big, like, I don't know how nobody. I don't want to rant, y'all. I know that we all have to go to work. We all have things to do, but I don't know how. I'm sorry, but I just don't understand how anybody did not catch the innuendos and the subliminal messages that Blueface was trying to say. And maybe I'm just picking up his evil spirit. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. But no, I don't think I am, y'all. I don't think I am. For a black man to sit up there on a couch with his 2 kids out of wedlock, okay? So he's already the stereotype. You know, baby daddy, no ring. I mean, he's trash. Let's put it that way, okay? And then on top of that, you're going to say you have the American dream. So the American dream is having a bunch of kids out of wedlock. The American dream is putting a woman that's not of your creed or your kind or your race on a pedestal over a woman who is and has gone to bat for you and made you millions and thousands, $100,000s. That is the American dream to this man and to other black men who are just like him. You're disgusting. Okay, so I don't care if I went too far with it and I read into it. I really don't give a damn. That's how I took it, because I am seeing a woman who's not black, okay, who looks awful. Truth be told, she looks awful, you know, and you're talking about her like she's an angel. Well, this is the same woman who thinks it's okay to attack a pregnant lady. I had to sneeze, y'all. It's cold in my house. It's cold as hell. If I sneeze again, it's because the AC, well, it's hot outside, so the AC is cold in here. And I don't have my shoes on. Let me put my shoes on, child. I have to go anyway. But you're praising a woman who's not black, who thinks it's okay to put hands on a black woman who's pregnant. Like, how low can you get? You can't get no lower than that, y'all. You know, and I don't think, and I'm only saying it because, one sec. I'm only saying this because I don't think a lot of people are bold enough to say it. I'm sorry, but, you know, And those who have been subscribed to me and have supported me, I love you back. Trust me, it's all love here. And, you know, those who have known me, before me doing Chrisean videos and update videos and all this of recent, because I've been interested in covering them. You know, y'all know I don't sugarcoat the truth. Like I can give it to y'all sweet or bitter or sour, but like I'm not gonna mince words. You know, I'm not a woman who minces words. I mean what I say what I mean. So here it reminds me of Kanye West a little bit, where they get this obscure creature who tries to have the body parts like a black woman, but they're not black. And it's weird to me. It's just weird to me. Okay? It is. It's weird to me. And for the longest while, Kim Kardashian and her sisters were blackfishing. Yes, I said it, you know? Like Kim Kardashian has been caught for blackfishing so many times. And not once has Kanye West ever come out and say or given homage to any black woman or woman of color that has inspired Kim Kardashian. Not once. But yet her whole career is blackfishing a black woman. You know, like her ass is not real. You can't convince me it is. We all know it's fake. Come on now. Let's be real. And all Kanye did is go and get another one that looks just like Kim. You know what I'm saying? And if Stewie, aka Jaden, if Jaden even had half the balls or was half the woman she thinks she is, and she had the guts to leave Blueface, all Blueface is going to do is get another white lady or whatever her kind is and try to make her black. Try to make her urban. Try to make her hip hop, R&B, rap, a rapper. You know, the cycle's going to just continue because that's what he gets money off of. And like Chrisean said, Jaden is too stupid to see that. She likes being an option. She likes being a filler upper, a placement holder. You know, she enjoys that. As soon as Chrisean and him got in a little tuffle, she was right back over that house. And I don't think people really caught on to the whole live. Maybe they didn't see the whole live like I did, but there was details that Chrisean was giving, and I'll give you guys a little bit of an example here, where when her and Blueface were intimate, having sex, Jaden popped up in the house with her mom and was beating on Chrisean, put hands on her before she was pregnant. Why is that okay? Why is Blueface or any black man okay with that? Like, I don't understand. So why is a black woman loyal to people who don't care about her? Why is a black woman always supposed to be superhuman? Why is the black woman always supposed to be incredible, phenomenal, perfect, tens across the board, can do no wrong, has to be amazing at school, amazing at university, amazing body, perfect makeup, perfect hair, right? The black woman has to be damn near fucking perfect to get respect. Globally, or especially in America. Maybe other places in the world it's not as hard, but especially in America, they don't treat black women nicely. They treat black women like dirt, straight up. You know, and if they're getting sex from them or they're getting some kind of, you know, favor, they'll give some crumbs. But on average, people treat black women like they don't even exist. Like they're just something to keep stealing from. And this is exactly why I move the way I move. Not trying to get too personal with y'all here, but F it, you know what I'm saying? We're here, aren't we? I'm live, so let me just talk my shit. Like, this is why I move the way I move, because for centuries, from the beginning of creation, that's all people have done in humanity, is suck off the black woman, period. Whether it's to birth the whole world, if you want to talk about genetics and where did human beings originate, the black woman. The black woman, the black woman. So to me, it's like, that's all I'm seeing perpetuated. And it's rare. It's become more normal, but it is still, in my opinion, too rare, where you see a black woman not being abused, not being taken advantage of, not being copycatted, not being talked down to, not being misled, you know? And it has to stop. And so that's why it is, and this is why sadly, certain kind of men and trolls and haters and all that, this is why they attack people like me and like all of you who support Chrisean or support women in general. This is why they talk the way they talk about us, because they don't want to see us succeed. They want us to be in our place, you know? They keep throwing out all these old fashion lingo about marriage in the 60s and marriage in the 50s. And, you know, these people are idiots, guys. And black women know it. You know, you talk to any actual grandmother, any real ancestral thoroughbred, like, they were not in paradise, bro. Like, they were being abused the same way they're being abused now. It was just more quiet back then. So when I hear that kind of talk, it's a red flag to me. You know what I'm saying? When they use the word female, it's a red flag to me. We're not female. We're a woman. We're ladies. We're girls. You know, young adults, young ladies. Like, no, I don't want to hear female, because I'm not a male. I'm a woman. So that's once again trying to minimize the other gender, minimize who we are, and I'm sick of it. So I don't care what anyone has to say. I am all for seeing Chrisean succeed. I am all for seeing Chrisean succeed. Is all her decisions correct? No. And that's what she's talking about to this day. She's talking about how she has been around this man, aka Blueface, for too damn long. And now she has to stay on her own 2 feet. And I'm sure she's scared out of her mind. With a child on the way, I'm sure she's scared out of her mind. I'm sure she is. You know, I don't have a baby. I've never had an abortion. I never had a baby. I never had any of those issues. You know what I'm saying? And as a young woman, a young black woman in this world, in America, I wasn't born in America. I'm a naturalized citizen, for those who are curious. I'm actually European and Caribbean mixed, but I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a citizen of more than one nation. So of my home country and of America. And let me tell you, America is effed up, man. America is so messed up with how they treat women, especially ethnic women. There is a huge issue. And so I was happy when Chrisean, and maybe that's what she's trying to get at, because Chrisean did talk a little bit about, she was saying little things like, oh, the way you treat women in LA. You know, she was hinting at things, but she didn't go all the way. She was saying how they treat women in LA. But it's not about LA. It's about the fact that, look at your background, right? Look at what industry you're in. Look at all these other factors as to why she's going through what she's going through. So, you know, I'm not even close to being in her shoes in that way. And as a young woman, as a young black woman, my first priority is my future, is my stability, my security, my paper, my health, you know, relationships, marriage, kids. That's not even close to being on my radar right now, because that's just a risk. You know, that's a high risk for especially a black woman to take, that maybe other people don't understand, but you're putting your life in danger, you know, like you're putting your health in danger just by being a black woman who's pregnant in America. Like you go through so much that people would never even understand. That's why if these men out here don't understand, this is why we sympathize with her, because and are trying to support her, because she's going through things that other people don't go through. And that's just a sad reality, y'all. Like, you know, she's going through a lot of persecution, a lot of bullying, a lot of people bullying her. And I'm like, you don't even know this lady. You know what I'm saying? Like hear her out. You know, hear what she has to say. She's crying out. She's obviously in emotional pain, which is worse because she's pregnant. And as they say, which I would not know to confirm, but as they say, when a woman is pregnant, her baby feels everything that she feels. Everything she eats, the baby eats to some degree. So can you imagine all this like stored up trauma that Chrisean is sadly indirectly putting on her child? And that's why people have to support her. Okay? Beyond just being a Black woman, just being in entertainment, like she deserves respect like any other woman that I've seen cry on Instagram, any other woman that I've seen, you know, cry, like, you know, be vulnerable. Like Black women deserve to be vulnerable just as much as other women, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's not really talked about, you know, and not every, you know, woman unfortunately is trustworthy. You know, that's a whole other can of worms. But in this case, it's just the principle, y'all. It's a principle that Blueface was excited to bring her down, and we all know that. He was saying that in a fight, he would pick Jaden over Chrisean. Who talks like that? You know, why would you want to be with a man who is encouraging the other mother of his kids to fight you, to hurt you, to put their hands on you? That's crazy to me. So I don't know, beyond everything I just said, I don't know how people can look at that and not understand why people are trying to support her, whether they like her or not. People are just trying to be sympathetic. You know, it's not just about being a fan or being like her. It's the fact that a woman is a woman is a woman, and woman understand woman. And if a man doesn't get that, then I don't tell you, but you know, that's just how it goes. So, oh, that was a mouthful. So, guys, there's just so many things I could ramble on about and cry about with you all and talk about. And, you know, it's just, you know, I just think the whole, you know, baby mama culture is toxic. You know, I've never agreed with that. I don't care what race it is with that. I just think it's just, you know, it's a bit much. And, you know, but once you're pregnant, you can't turn back time. Once you pass a certain trimester, like Chrisean has, you know, close to her due date, you know, there's really nothing we could do. You know, she can't go back in time and say, oh, I wish I didn't get pregnant. Like, she's pregnant. The sad reality is she's pregnant. And she's going to have a child for a person that does not respect her and will never respect her. I'll go as far as saying never will respect her the way she should be respected. And I don't care what he did for her or what she did for him. You don't talk to people like that. You don't treat pregnant women like that. You just don't do it. And I just think that the fact that more people are not putting a red flag on Blueface for domestic violence, for encouraging another woman to beat up another Black woman, that is a big problem for me. So if no one else out here is going to articulate it the way it needs to be articulated, I will. And I will say up front that it's wrong. It's completely wrong. It's irresponsible. It's dangerous. It's sending the wrong message to the world, especially America. Yeah. But for sure, you know, if I was close to her, I would have told her to get rid of it, you know? Absolutely. Here, like easily. But guess what? The sad reality is that she's too far gone. Celine, I heard you, babe. She's too far gone. And there's nothing we could do. You know, she has to give birth to a healthy baby now. Hopefully it's healthy. And, you know, that's that. But maybe when I have more time later, I'll come back on here a different day or whatever. After the live stream, the second live stream of her yesterday, I'm sure she'll talk more. I'm sure he will as well. But I don't have no respect for Jaden and women like Jaden that behave like that. You know, I don't care what hierarchy of baby mama she is, which is, you know, trashy anyway. Like, just putting your hands on a woman who's pregnant is so low class. So low class. And for Blueface to be praising low class behavior like that just shows me the kind of low caliber community dick man he is. I think Chrisean is spot on. He's for the community. You know, he's not a high value man at all. You know, he's not a man that you would want to marry. So she's right about that. You know what I'm saying? She was spot on with that analysis. Like, he's not a man that you would want to think is a prize. If these men want to be taught that I'm a prize, you're trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, any woman that wants to stay with a man like that is going to get probably a disease, a sexual transmitted disease, a STD, or something worse, you know, beaten on, bruised on. So, you know, no sane, credible, upstanding woman, classy woman is going to benefit from that kind of situation. It's just not going to happen, you know? And that's why, you know, I didn't want to encourage Chrisean to go through with the process of an abortion, but, you know, man, plan B, something, I don't know. I mean, the fact that they couldn't do nothing to stop the pregnancy, I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know what happened there. What is that noise? It's like way too loud. It's like way too early in the morning for this nonsense. But anyway, y'all, so, you know, that's just a couple of my thoughts. I have so much more I could say, but it's early and people are going to work. It's louder. It's not loud, but because early people, you know, people going to work for trash people, and my dog heard the truck and she's barking because she's a security dog. But yeah, so, you know, she's past the point of no return in terms of being a mother, giving birth, you know, giving birth, being a mother. Those are two things that she cannot change. So she has to be stronger than ever. You know, there's really no turning back. So anyway, y'all. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, what I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure that she's going to be talking about it later or maybe tomorrow. I'll cover it just the same. But this is just a couple of things that I want to say out of my heart that I think kind of summarizes what I'm feeling right now and how it's affected me watching a Black woman cry like that, and just how people are responding to her is what I expected. You know what I'm saying? People just not understanding her. You know, most people, most women understand her, but of course the men and, you know, certain people just are cruel for no reason. And it's like, you know, if she was a different hue, would you treat her like that? I don't think you would, you know what I'm saying? But because, you know, she is who she is, they want to attack her. And it's nothing new. You see what I'm saying? But my heart goes out to her. I was very sad about it. You know, I was genuinely very saddened, very, very saddened to see a woman like that cry in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just hard to see someone pregnant going through so much emotional and maybe even physical pain. It was very, very disturbing to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the humane side of just all of this. Is just, you don't want to see a pregnant lady cry over being mistreated, being, you know, chased down, you know, in a truck. Like, that's not cool. And I think that it speaks a lot to Blueface's character, that he thinks it's okay, a woman carrying your child, and you have another woman trying to abuse her, beat her up. You know, I just cannot, like, my head just cannot process that and say that's a good person, you know. And especially if Blueface was seeing Chrisean cry, I find it hard to believe that he would think he's a good person, seeing that another mother carrying a child of his, you know, crying like that. You know, I feel like Blueface should feel ashamed of himself, but I don't think he does. I think he's gonna try to milk it with Jaden. I think he's gonna try to, you know, act like he's a champion or something, but he's really scum. You know, I think we all can see that he's just another one of those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? But it's important, and I think that, oh, this is so much I want to say, but I think this is also another point as to why, you know, social media has its downturn, social media has its disadvantages, but the fact remains that social media has exposed so much of the reality of especially relationship dynamics, you know, in certain pairings and all types of stuff that, you know, 10 years ago, women had no idea about, you know what I'm saying? Especially TikTok and stuff like that, you know, not that I'm a huge fan of TikTok with, you know, Asia and all that and cybersecurity, but the fact remains that there's a lot of women who are spreading awareness. And I don't think until, you know, maybe like a couple years ago, I really understood, you know, like the importance of being self-sufficient. I don't want to use the word independent because independent is trying to buy into the stereotype of what they want us to say. I would rather say self-sufficient, right? Being self-sufficient, like Chrisean said, being able to provide for yourself and provide if you have a child for your child. This is essential, okay? So that just was another, you know, huge thing that I caught on to was the fact that, okay, what if she didn't have support? What if she didn't have all this money? You know, how would she survive? And I think that, you know, women who are not on Chrisean's level of fame, but maybe have businesses or brands, or, you know, women who are high earners, above average earners, or not above average earners, maybe just regular, you know, income on all levels. This is why women have to have their own money, you know, and like, it's just things like this that, you know, if you put two and two together, there's a lot of lessons, you all. I don't think I even have time today, this morning, because I gotta go. I don't think I have time to even get into it, but truthfully, like, I took away so many things, you know, from what she was saying. Is like, the whole way of her being able to escape is because now the checks are in her name, and because now she has her own money. Whereas before, whatever, regardless of Blueface says, there was some, you know, mysterious energy around her checks, you know what I'm saying, and what's in her name and what's in both of their name. And so of recent, Chrisean has got it in her name. So once again, it's talking about women having their own money, you know what I'm saying, and having a lot of it, not just getting by, like having to have a lot of money, because you just never know. So anyway, I think I've said a good amount, you all. I gotta go handle some business. I gotta go shop for myself. It's early in the morning. I got things to do. But thank you all for watching. I'm gonna get off here, okay? I'll come back on. If there's any important updates, I'll come back on here. But y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? So a woman like her in her position, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you feel you've been bamboozled, or, you know, you've been betrayed or whatever. Like, my heart goes out to you for real. You know what I'm saying? If you can reverse it, if you can change it, do that. Explore your options 100%. But, you know, if you're too far along in your pregnancy, or you don't believe in that, you know, you're going to have to live with that. You know, you're going to have to put up with that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have the option to get rid of it, if you have the option to save yourself a lot of pain and trauma, then save yourself. And that's the message that I want to bring home before I get off this live is, women, especially Black women, save yourself, man. Save yourself, because they're not going to save us. And we have to, like, really succinctly get that. You know, most people are not going to have our back. They're not going to take care of us. They're not going to have our back. They're not going to understand us. That's just a reality. So have your own back. You know, chuck out the love word, the L word, chuck out the fantasy, and look at the facts of it. And when you look at the facts of it, we don't benefit. We don't benefit from any of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why men get upset when they say the women benefit from divorce. Yeah, from divorce. But we don't benefit from marriage. We don't benefit from a lot of things that we are programmed to believe. Period. So so what I want to say, and I'm saying this real talk now, is you're entering a situationship, a relationship, having children with these men, any kind of man, at your own risk. It's at your risk. It's at your detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing this at your detriment, at your downfall, because they're not gonna save us. They're not gonna save any of us. I'm just telling y'all what I feel in my heart. Like, and if women can't watch Chrisean cry and bleed the way she's bleed, and they don't get that, they're never gonna get it, yo. Unless Chrisean probably was beat to death by Blueface, maybe then they would get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she was found dead on the floor, maybe they wake up and understand. But like, it's not, I mean, she's famous, so she's rich and she's famous. So think about women who are not rich and famous, you know, and times it by 10. And that's the reality. So humbly, I want to say, Black women cannot compare themselves to other races of women and buy into the fairy tale, because that fairy tale is not applied the same way. Like, just like in different cultures, different areas of the world, that whole like movie script is not the same for us. We have more to lose. Black women are the most educated. We have more to lose. Like, I'm just telling you what I feel. Agree or disagree, I feel like Black women, ethnic women, like Caribbean, African, like, we have more to lose, because we put so much of ourselves on the line to provide for ourselves, to better ourselves. Whereas other groups of women or people don't care about that because they have a safety net. Do you understand? Maybe someone needs to hear this, but they have a safety net. So they don't care if they work or not, right? They don't care if they have income or not, because they expect some guy to take care of them. Whether the guy is putting his hands on her, you know, some class of women, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. As long as the guy's paying bills, that he can beat her all over the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all the truth. You know, it's the truth. But as a Black woman, you know, you're not going to have a man put his hands on you. So it's so fundamentally, our plight, our journey, our lives are fundamentally different than any other people out here, for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to mince words on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what I know. I got stories. So we don't put up with that. We don't put up with that if we don't have to. And not so many other women have been able to get out of that because of the way that they've been programmed. You understand? They've been told to do all that. So when things go sour, they have no money. They have nothing because they bought into the lie. The best thing a woman, and it's nothing to do with modern or none of that. It's just like a fact of life. Like, the best thing a woman can do, especially ethnic, Black, that kind of trajectory, is to have your own money. You know, get your safety weapon, take your gun classes, your self-defense class. I'm not kidding, y'all. I think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Get your weapons, get your money, get your security in your house or your apartment, whatever, wherever you live, and don't friendly up with nobody. You know, don't be talking to a bunch of, because these people are they'll smile. So I'll put it this way. They will smile in your face and stab you in the back. And you know I'm telling the truth, you know. That's what they do. Or they try to do a Black woman. So we can't move how the world wants us to move. Do you understand? We can't live in ignorance. We can't live in a grandeur delusion of, oh, everybody just adores us. You know, our own people adore us. You know what I'm saying? Some people celebrate us, but only in a work situation when we're good at our job. But as a person, we are heavily persecuted and judged unfairly. So we can't move like how the average person moves. We can't think on a basic level because we're not there. We're trying to do more for our family tree, for our nephews and nieces, and if we have grandkids, right? We're trying to be more. So we can't think of just, oh, get a desk job and call it a day. No, we got to get degrees. We got to have a business. We got to stretch ourselves because no one's going to save us. And that's the reality. So if nobody on the internet, which nobody really has broken down why women, especially Black women or ethnic women, do what they do, is because they know that when the going gets tough, who's going to save us? We're going to wait for a man to save us? We're going to wait for fucking Santa Claus to save us? No, we're going to save ourselves. We're going to save our goddamn selves. So that's just the reality. So I'm speaking to those who don't understand that, and I'm speaking to those who do understand that, and I'm reconfirming for you, and I'm giving us a wake-up call as to why we have to be above average. We have to do better, because we need to survive. We have to survive. We have to thrive and survive. But we have to enrich. If we don't have kids of our own, we have to enrich our nieces and nephews. We have to love on our grandparents. We got to. Because like I said, no one's going to do it for us. It's the same thing really for any other race of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you, for example, if you got a family full of drug addicts, no one's going to come in to see in your house. No, like no regular person's just going to walk up in your house and do an intervention, unless it's like, the cops or a social worker. Like, no one gives a shit. Do you understand? Like, nobody gives a shit. You have to save your own family tree, yourself. And if you're not going to have, the food stamp. And if you're not going to have kids of your own, think about your other relatives who have kids or other cousins and stuff like that, and plan for them. That's what I was thinking of doing. But, I hope y'all really got the knowledge and the gems that I was just putting down, because that is something that a lot of people need to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wake up and smell the coffee. You know what I'm saying? You're not like these other bitches. You get me? Like, you can't just rest when you have to understand that, the world is getting worse. The world is getting worse. And you have to find ways to work smarter, not harder. Right? You have to find ways to enrich yourself. You can't wait for someone, or as they sold us in Disney, a Prince Charming to come save you. Because that Prince Charming don't really exist. It's a fantasy. It's fake. You know what I'm saying? And if you do get a so-called Prince Charming, it comes with something. It's going to come with something. Some kind of problem. You know what I'm saying? That you have to overcome, and you have to deal with that person. You have to live with that person. People are just living in a fake world. Like, when they just think that it's just, you just, walk around the kitchen and just sing all day. Like, there's going to be highs and lows. You see what I'm saying? So there's a price that people have to pay for what they believe. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't think I have time to go too deep in that topic, but I gotta go, y'all. Okay, love y'all.